guys, we're in the mountains.
We out here.
We're with a dog ass bitch.
So they claim.
So she claims.
Whoa.
Self-proclaimed title. And me, just queen. Yeah, we're in the cabin in the woods in upstate New York.
Yeah, so we really out here.
Look outside. Wow. We outside. We're with Fat Baby K, the fattest baby of them all.
I think the last video we did was
Venice.
2 years ago in Venice.
Well, we're in the Slay Society shirts. R.I.P. Slay Society.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. SSS Society too.
R.I.P. that one too, but don't worry.
Something else is coming.
More to come. Don't you worry about it, guys. We're making sure she's working on it.
Guys, if Kathleen's around, I'm working.
Okay.
We already did this video with Odelia 2 years ago. And now I thought we should do it with a dog ass. Because Kathleen is probably the most confident person I know. Like, she will go to the club alone. Any guy she likes, she'll go up to him. She doesn't care about rejection, even though she doesn't get rejected.
Thank you.
You're just such a role model for the community.
That's very kind.
Yeah.
So what are the questions?
Okay, number one, Kathleen, do you think you were always a dog ass bitch? Or do you think you cultivated this persona and confidence over time?
There was a foundation there, right? But I don't think I was like fully confident until I reached more my adulthood. And I think you need to go through more experiences to kind of gain your confidence. I think also part of the reason I became more confident as well is through working, actually. I had a more of a management role where I have higher responsibilities. So I think that's where I developed a lot of my confidence, because I have to deal with people who I guess are of...
That's true, yeah.
How do I word it?
And you were in HR as well.
Yeah. So you kind of just like, I don't know, I became more professional, I guess, but also it gave me confidence, not only just work-wise, but also I guess how I speak on the phone and to people. And if I'm trying to manage people, you kind of do have to become more confident. And that kind of translates into your own personal life as well. Well, that's what I think.
So what advice would you have to the audience at home who perhaps is not in a management role, or they're in high school and they not yet are able to go out and work?
You do have to use a lot of logical thinking. Like it's so easy for us to go by emotion, right? And just like, I can't do that because I am way too shy. I can't do that because I'm way too nervous. And I feel that too. So when people say, oh, you're so confident in everything, I actually, sometimes I question that. I'm like, I'm really not, because in my mind it's completely different sometimes to how I actually portray myself.
Do you think it's got to do with like fake it till you make it?
Yeah, I think that's actually part of it. And then like sometimes you fake it so much, like sometimes the other stuff, it just happens automatically and you don't even notice it. So for example, let me give an example.
Dating.
Okay.
Kathleen,
I know it's a big topic on this dating thing. So I don't really approach men, but when I do,
sometimes.
Okay.
Are we gonna backstory?
Okay,
why she approaches.
Okay. We can give some backstory. We might have spoken about this in Venice, actually.
Okay.
Did we speak about this in Venice?
I think
because
we did.
Of Lake Como guy.
Yes.
Sorry.
She's been out here. She's been outside for a while.
Whoa. Okay, so Lake Como guy. Okay. So generally I do not approach men, right?
She doesn't chase. She tracks.
But sometimes you're a little bit on a time crunch. Like for example, when we're in another country. So when we were in Lake Como, we were only there for like, what, 3 days. I saw
a hottie.
A beautiful bartender who turned out, actually, he owned the bar.
He had a girlfriend.
Oh,
that he loved.
Yeah. Well, we got the information on that. But, so I thought he was good looking. And then, so I obviously am thinking, oh my God, like, how do I talk to him? Or how do we talk, right? And it's not happening because he's working, right? I mean, he served the drinks, but that's about it. So he's working and I'm thinking, how can I make this happen? And I'm nervous, actually. Like, I'm nervous, and I was talking to someone. Actually, we left the bar and then I was like, Simone,
I stood outside because I was nervous.
I was like, Simone, like we were walking like kind of home or something, and then I was just like, wait, no.
Yeah.
This is like, we're not gonna see him again. So
you miss all the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
And you miss all the hoes you don't meet.
Ooh. So, oh, who said that?
You.
No, whoa. I didn't know you said that.
I didn't come up with something like that.
And anyway.
What's your other saying?
Hoes get everything?
Hoes get everything? Did you come up with that?
No, I swear I heard it somewhere else. Anyway, so I was like, we have to go back. And then someone was like, what? So you're gonna like actually like talk to him? And I was like I'm nervous, but you have to think about it logically, right? You're in another country. You're not going to see this guy anymore. If he rejects you, the worst that happens is he rejects you and you never. So I think you just have to have a lot of logical thinking.
By the way, you guys, if you're having difficulty with confidence and you need a little bit of extra support, maybe you should try therapy. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. Kathleen is running away right now. BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy service provider with over 30,000 licensed therapists in their network. Period. All you need to do is fill out a questionnaire, and usually within 48 hours, BetterHelp will have connected you to the perfect therapist for you. They paired you with a therapist. You can then schedule a video call, a call, or you can text them, and you can text them at any time whenever suits you. So it's super convenient, and you can do it from the comfort of your own home, your own car. You don't need to go to in-person office therapy, and it's a lot cheaper. If you're struggling, BetterHelp also has financial aid because they want to make sure therapy is accessible to everyone.
That's so aggressive. You're like yelling at them.
Get therapy! So connect with a therapist today who can help you with whatever you need. Go use my link right here to get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp today. Hey. BetterHelp!
Guys, possible BetterHelp.
How can you translate this dating situation where you're not afraid to get rejected and approach to anything in life?
This is the fake it till you make it logical thinking. I'm very big on logical thinking.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so it's very helpful, but there's sometimes flaws in it too. But how I see it's like, okay, you do kind of have to find it within yourself to accept what you have. So you have to think, what do I have that's great about me? And that's why this situation doesn't matter. Like, for example, let's say someone has said something bad about you, right? You think about, I mean, this is so hard because you kind of do have to be a bit like, I'm not like that kind of thing. Let's say someone's like, you're ugly. I'll just be like, no, I'm not.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You need to have enough confidence within yourself and self-acceptance to not take what they say to heart.
Exactly. Yeah. So words can hurt, but, and you know, when I was younger, anyone's words, like whatever they said could hurt me, and that would even be true even if I didn't really believe the words they were saying. It's just the fact that they said it to me.
Yeah.
But I think now it's more like, well, that's not true, so why do I care about that person or what they're saying? And also I kind of think, who is that person? Are they someone I care about, that their words actually mean something to me as well? You know, who are they to me?
Let me interject.
I
also think as you get older, you have enough experience that, for example, imagine like, you know, you think you're attractive, people have been telling you you're attractive for a long time, then one random person comes along and goes, you're ugly.
Yeah.
You've had enough experience with other people telling you you're not ugly to know that
that's not true. And it doesn't,
not true.
Yeah, you don't take it to heart because there's only one of like so many.
But I think it is a lot difficult when you are in high school and you're younger because you don't have that confidence or experience yet, and you're in such a fragile state, I think, when you're in those formative years. That
yes, for sure.
Everything someone says, that you take it to heart.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's so important. Like, it's hard, but you really do kind of have to listen to people who are a bit older than you that saying, this stuff doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, no.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think back on when I was in high school and everything is just so different now. Like, I don't even feel like I'm the same person, but you do build that from, just experience, life experience.
This reminded me of something. So when we were in the car yesterday, Kathleen and I were on the topic of people from our high school and what they're doing now. And I think a lot of them, they're kind of wondering, like, how are we traveling so much? Because obviously I do YouTube, Kathleen, she's in a management position, you know, she's killing it.
Thank you.
But I would say there are a lot of people in our high school that are not. And maybe they're talking a little bit. But what I said to her was, I was made fun of in high school for doing YouTube, and like if they did YouTube, they would be in our position today.
In the same position. It's crazy because you can see how far like you've come, and I guess when you're in the moment, like let's say you're in high school, you can't see it because you're doing it right now. You don't know where it's going to go.
I knew where it was going to go. To this moment in upstate New York.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I knew it.
But think about, if you don't do it now, then you'll never get to, you know, there's so many possibilities. That's not, the possibility of making it is never going to happen if you don't do it.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
And that is the core message. That's the core message of this video.
Yeah.
So it's not just about dating. It's about...
No, it's just about confidence.
Your goals, confidence, and try to find things that make you more successful in your own life. Like doing well in school, for one. Having good friends, having good connections with your family. Doing things that you love and great hobbies that you're like, you know what? I don't have to focus on this certain thing that this person said or how this person feels about me because I have all of this stuff going on.
Let me interject again.
Please.
So I find the moments where I'm not feeling confident, it's usually when I have no routine and I'm like lying in bed all day. And even my therapist, like she always brings that up whenever I feel bad. She's like, are you out of your routine? And 10 out of 10 times, like I always am out of it, because if you have no stability in other areas, how can you feel good about yourself, you know?
Interjecting. So I can give you an example, and this is me as a 23-year-old. So last year, you know, you can get into like these situations where you feel less confident because, example, you know, you could be with a guy and you feel like maybe you're not good enough for that person. But as soon as I got back into my routine, I started working, right? I was working, I was really like, I was going to gym after work. I had this routine. My life was, I had more things going on for myself that
more well-rounded.
Yeah, I couldn't even think about what I was worrying about before. I was like, oh, I have, like, my priorities have changed.
Yeah, sometimes we have too much time on our hands that we worry about like such insignificant and minuscule things.
The small things become big because you have nothing else going on. Yeah.
Exactly. Working on yourself triumphs everything else.
Facts.
And you won't know until you do it.
That's true, that's true. So,
but because you actually can't have confidence with something if there's nothing to be confident about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not doing anything that you feel happy and confident about, how are you going to be confident in anything else? Because you got nothing else there that I guess supports your idea that you are that person, you know?
Yeah, that just reminded me, I found my journal from when I was younger and like the type of person I like wanted to date, and I think I was like 19 or 20, and at that age I didn't have as much confidence or things going for me as I do at this age. And I remember there was like this guy that approached me. This was the Prince story, actually, after I broke up with my ex. And actually, the first thought I had was such like an imposter syndrome. And I was like, I can't date someone like that because I'm so young and I don't feel confident enough. Until like I grew up and I had things going for me and, you know, a career. I had a career then, but you know, like I'm
boss ass bitch.
Boss ass bitch.
Sorry, boss ass bitch right here.
No, but now that's like natural.
Yes,
it would feel unnatural to have someone not like that now, actually.
Exactly.
Word.
Exactly.
You attract what you are, you know. More importantly, you attract what you think you deserve.
That is so true. Because, yeah, that's true. Because let's say you have, you know, an amazing job, or like you're doing amazing at school, you know, you're getting amazing grades or whatever, and you have a great trajectory and, you know, have this great life, and then someone else comes into that life, you're going to think,
you're going to bring me up or bring me down, you know.
Yes,
and if they're going to bring you down, it will be so clear that they don't fit into your life. While if you feel undeserving of like good things and you don't have good things going for you, their presence is just like confirming that you don't deserve something better. So you're just like reaffirming that to yourself and you keep them around.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're a bit more confident within yourself, you're going to say, okay, does this person fit my lifestyle, what I'm doing, you know, my values, what I find important? And if they do,
we keep them around.
Period. And if they don't, then it's like goodbye to them, right?
Yeah.
But it is easier said than done, but that's what we have to say. You have to work on yourself. The most important thing is actually finding things that you're happy with. You have to be happy with yourself. I wasn't like this until maybe a year ago.
Like completely happy with yourself?
It's more not like completely happy, but this is what I think. I might have insecurities, but I don't feel like I'm insecure.
Yeah, I noticed that about you for sure.
I have insecurities. I might like, oh, I don't like my skin, or I don't like my body, but I don't take it in, if you know what I mean.
Dude, actually, this is crazy because I've never perceived you to ever be insecure about anything, because you very rarely hear Kathleen talk about it.
Yeah.
And when you do, it's actually quite shocking.
Oh, that's interesting, because look, I could think about it quite a bit. I could look in the mirror and be like, ew, like, what the fuck, you know? But I go, you know what, it is what it is. I just don't take it in. I'm like, I don't get really upset over it. It's just like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm not fucking with this. Look,
I'm not fucking with this.
I'm not fucking with this, but I look better another day. Or I look good like just 3 days ago.
It's a great mindset.
You know what I mean? Like, so I try to think about it more logically. I'm just like, you know what, like, to everyone else I probably look the same, so I probably still look good. You know, or something like that. Even though I don't like it and I would prefer something to change, it's not something I dwell over. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever, we move on. Yeah. You know, like, we move on from it. People still like me. You know, I still have friends.
You're still getting...
You know, let's think about it logically here. Like, we outside.
She's outside.
You know, I'm just like, you know, I still have a great life. I'm still doing this and that, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So it's like, what is this thing really to me? How does it affect my life? Yeah. It only affects me if I think about it. It's in my mind, right? Like,
yeah, that reminds me of that quote that goes, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter now.
That's actually so real.
Yeah, and that can translate back to what we were talking about earlier with rejection as well. Yeah. You're probably not going to remember that rejection in 5 years, and if anything, it's going to help your confidence. Rejection is redirection.
Yeah, and that's why I think a lot of people go for like rejection therapy. Like, they just like go out and they just like
therapy for things to get over it. It's not good enough to just sit in your room like doing affirmations or even doing therapy unless you're actually going and doing something.
It has to be active. Yeah. Like, you do have to do it more consciously, and I think sometimes you do have to override those emotional feelings with, okay, let me think about it. Like, is it the way I perceive it? Yeah. Like, what's the worst that can happen in this situation? Another way of trying to override the emotional with a bit of a logical thinking, and like I said, this has to be an active thing you do, a conscious thing you do, is when you get stressed over something. Like, you can stress over something, think about, can I change this thing that I'm stressed about right now? If I can't, why am I feeling this way? I already know the end situation is the same. Yeah. Whether I'm stressed and like pulling my hair over it, or if I keep calm and just like go with the flow and do the best I can in this situation. So that's what I do actively as well, because I get stressed. I get stressed a lot, actually. And I think when I do that a lot, that also translates into other things, like even like public speaking.
I think like having that rational logic or rational thinking, it just teaches you to be logical over everything and remove your emotions, because like I talk about that a lot on my channel, but you need to, what's it called? Yeah, you need to restructure your thoughts often. So if you're always operating from the emotional, that actually can make problems seem a lot bigger than they are until you put it to paper and you're like, what is actually going on in this situation? Is it as big of a deal as I think? And like, if there's nothing I can do, what is my backup plan if this fails? And to have options to basically make yourself feel safe and comfortable again. So I realized when I started to build a lot of confidence in myself was when I started to solo travel, because you're just out of the world by yourself and all the obstacles like thrown at you, you have to figure out how to handle it by yourself in a foreign country with like people speaking foreign language, you don't know people there, and going through that many times just helped me build confidence. And I guess that's similar to Kathleen saying she gained a lot of confidence when she started to work, because just through that experience of talking to others,
it's almost like exposure therapy,
it is
right?
Exposure therapy.
You throw yourself into it. and then you just keep doing it till
Yeah.
you get better every time.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, a lot of it has to do with fake it till you make it. Because even if you don't innately feel confidence, through faking it, I think you can eventually get there.
I gave my sister this advice because this is what I did. When I was put into a really rough situation with a good friend of mine who's, unfortunately, we're not friends anymore, but sometimes things happen, you know, you just move on from it. I had a talk with this friend, but it was, for me, very, very awkward because we knew each other for a really long time. We've never had this serious conversation before, and I didn't know how to bring it up, but it was something that was upsetting me. So even though I was very shy to do it, sometimes you do just have to push through that one time just so you know you can do it every other time.
Yeah.
Because when I had another situation with another friend, I remembered saying, oh my god, I don't know how to do this. And then I remember back on when I did do it. I was like, I've done it once before. You know, we've sorted it out, or like I've gotten through it. I can do it again.
Yeah.
So when my sister came looking to me for advice on a similar situation, I said to her, look, you're just gonna have to push through that one time. And then so all other times that anything ever happens, you know you do have it within yourself to push through and to go up to someone and actually say, you know, I'm not happy with how this is going, or just communicating your feelings. Like, you do have to actively think about things like that. I can give you an example actually with my work. So, oh, she's bored.
No, I'm just a little sleepy.
Okay.
She was snoring all night.
Bro, I know. Anyway, we need to discuss that later too. Anyway, so I can give you an example actually that I've given to another manager at my work. So our job is like it's based on sales. Well, his job is mainly based on sales, right? So I manage him, and he was very shy, I guess. He's great at talking to people. He's got that confidence with that, but he was not confident enough to, I guess, push sales. And even though I've never really been in a sales role, I knew that all it takes is confidence, and you do have to fake it. So he was scared to push it. Oh, and he always said, oh, people won't like it if I do this, and people won't like it if I do that. And I said to him the same thing, right? Just do it that one time. Do it. Please listen to me this one time and do it. If you can do it this one time, you know you can do it again. So do it once, and if it fails, then you know I'm wrong. I said, you know I'm wrong. You can say I was wrong the whole time. I said, just listen to exact script I told you to do, and let me know if it goes right or wrong. So he did it, and obviously it was a successful sale, right? And after that, it was almost like it was so easy for him. Like, he was less nervous the second time. He was still a bit like, oh my god, I'm not used to this. Less nervous than that the third time. Now it's so easy for him. He doesn't even think about it.
Yeah.
So he just like, everything is just so automatic for him.
And you forget what you were even afraid about.
Because this is something he does every day.
Yeah.
So that is saying, like, you have to keep doing these things. Practice makes perfect. You have to keep doing it again and again until you realize that you have to keep doing it again and again until you realize that, you know, this is just something, just another day.
Yeah. I mean, it comes natural to some people, but you can also make it feel natural to you eventually through just practice.
Just practice.
Yeah.
It is practice.
Practice makes perfect.
And perfection
Doesn't actually exist. Boom.
Quote that.
Realness.
Okay.
Do you have any final words, Kathleen?
The final words are, be the best version of yourself. And
Be outside.
period.
Actually, no, really, like, be outside.
Be outside, because actually that does build your confidence.
Yeah, well, we're back outside.
Insert clips?
Yeah.
No, not too many though. Yeah, you actually do have to go out, you know, meet people,
Yeah.
talk to people, find like-minded people, and find new people that you can actually learn from. They don't all have to be like-minded sometimes. You just sometimes have to, like, see another perspective.
Yeah, be around people who inspire you to be the best
inspired,
version of yourself.
And that's that on that.
That's that and that.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Oh wait, we used to do that.
See you next time, like in 2 years, and maybe like where we going?
Where's our next trip? Dubai. Fatty is coming to Dubai. We outside. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.